Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us for part two of G1 Climax Day 17. It seems like that damn Toru Yano is playing mind games again. He got his match bumped from first to second because now instead of Toru Yano versus Bad Luck Fale coming on first, it looks like we're getting Gallows versus Shibata first, which I'm fine with personally, but you know that's going to throw Bad Luck Fale's game off because this is totally intentional on Toru Yano's part.
Certainly, and given everything that Bad Luck Fale has had to endure, I don't really think he's going to appreciate that too much.
No, he's definitely not going to be very happy, and I kind of feel bad for Toru Yano. But maybe a few low blows and quick roll-ups later, Toru Yano will still be able to come out on top.
Maybe.
That being said, let's get focused on the match at hand. That is Shibata versus Gallows. We have our New Japan World timestamp set to 1 hour, 40 minutes, and 45 seconds. And we will be hitting the play button on go. 3, 2, 1, go. And Gallows right now in the ring. That's all we can see right now. But I assure you, Shibata is also still in the ring. There he is. And I think, did the bell just ring? Now the bell rang. Okay.
I gotta tell you, look at that.
And look at this. I love it. Shibata immediately going to his feet. He wants Gallows' leg. He wants to pick the leg. Oh, but Gallows goes for a stomp. Shibata rolls away.
Absolutely, Shibata, his striking acumen, his technical acumen, he is one of the best performers in New Japan right now. Just so deadly.
Definitely. Top 3 for me.
Oh, look at that. The roll and picks the leg brilliantly.
So smart. Immediately goes into the figure P.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And Doc Gallows, that's got to hurt when you're a man as big as Doc Gallows.
Yeah, and it'll hurt more if Shibata manages to just raise his hips up off the mat a little bit.
I think he's trying to, but Gallows using that power advantage.
Oh, man, this has got to hurt.
Oh, man, it's in the center of the ring, too.
That's extremely painful on Shibata's right leg.
But look at the technique of Shibata able to roll it right back into his favor here.
Absolutely, and he's even cranking on the foot, making it a little bit more painful even. Oh, and look at that. He needs to get his hips up a little bit if he wants to really do some damage here. Until that happens, Gallows is going to be able to do stuff like this to reverse it, to put major pressure on that one knee. But no, Anderson does, or I keep on calling him Anderson. Gallows does get to the ropes.
Gallows is able to find refuge in the ropes. And I got to tell you, if you're Doc Gallows, you've got to be proud of yourself because you kind of did your job for the Bullet Club. I mean, beating Naito in his last big bout, which I think created the opening for AJ to go to the finals, so long as he, or at least for the A block, I mean.
Oh, and Shibata cleaning the face paint off Gallows.
Oh, but look at Gallows there, caught the boot.
Oh, yeah, I guess he did.
Oh, now look at that, just shoves Shibata off there. Throwing him down almost on the back of his head.
Gallows is a big man. You can't take that away from him. He's about 6'8", goes about 285 pounds if I had to guess, and he is not afraid to mix it up.
Certainly not, and you saw that collision there. Gallows just putting all of his power behind, knocking Shibata off the apron into the guardrail, and now
these uppercuts from Gallows, he's been using those uppercuts since he started in this tournament, and most of the time, the striking ability of Gallows behind those uppercuts causes a lot of guys to be stunned from them. I don't know why the uppercuts are so much more effective than a normal forearm or a punch, but for some reason, Doc Gallows' uppercuts are consistently finding ways to just knock people for so much of a loop that it makes them kind of flinch and step back a little bit.
Absolutely, and Shibata just
got
a
big boot
from face.
Gallows.
Good God. I'll tell you, Shibata can strike with the best one, but Gallows doesn't give a damn, and now Gallows
choke slam onto the apron.
Good God.
Choke slam to the edge of the apron there. The hardest part of the ring. Well, the hardest part of the canvas, at least.
I mean, Shibata's had a rough go at it recently, in his G1 Climax tournament bouts, and Doc Gallows.
And you can really just kind of tell that his mind just isn't in it right now, because he had a game plan, and he did it, but as soon as that game plan didn't get him the win, it's almost like he just has no clue what to even do anymore.
Absolutely.
Because his immediate thought was, go for the submission. Get the leg, pick the leg, go for the figure 4, figure P, whatever you want to call it, and try and get this guy to tap out. But as soon as Gallows had an answer for that, Shibata, it seems like he's been lost since then.
Well, I'll tell you what, the first step, I think, for Shibata to get his mind right would be to win this match. And that's easier said than done. As you see Gallows, they're just pushing Shibata into the corner. shoving him like he's dirt. Now look at that, mocking Shibata, just rubbing the boot, scraping the boot over the face of Shibata.
And yeah, he's almost mocking Shibata because this is what Shibata was doing to him earlier.
Exactly. Oh, but Shibata.
You don't want to piss Shibata off, and I think that's what Anderson just did, or what Gallows just did. Why do I keep doing that?
Well, they are the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Champions, partner. I certainly can't blame you.
It must be the bald head and the goatee that I just keep on mixing them up. And the drop kick there from Shibata. Not quite as impressive as Okada, but still very precise, right in the heart.
Oh, now could it be this elevated drop kick? And oh, look at that. Yep, beautiful.
Basement drop kick. And
basement drop kick.
Shibata back in control, however, temporarily it may feel.
Oh, look at that. That front face lock arm trap suplex. He got it. Now goes into the cover there.
A really beautiful move, I just want to say.
Well, I mean, I'll tell you, Shibata just has a plenitude of suplexes that he can beat you with. And now look at that, trying to go for the sleeper.
Here. Wow. Going for it early, too. He tried to lock it in, but Gallows' neck might just be a little bit too thick.
Absolutely, and Gallows, they're able to back up in the corner. Remember, it took 3 sleepers to put down Bad Luck Fale.
And another
one here.
Oh, potentially. It looks like he's got him in almost a side headlock there. Oh, no, now this is a sleeper, it looks like.
No,
Gallows, he's still struggling. He's still struggling to get it locked in. Gallows is just too thick, too large. Because say what you will about Bad Luck Fale. Fale is about 6'5", 320. Gallows is still taller. He's not necessarily bigger, but he is taller. And look at that variation of a cutter.
Absolutely. Creates the space. Normally for Gallows, that would be a pinfall attempt maneuver, but here, I think it's just to catch his breath, kind of reset the situation, and Shibata is down.
And it looks almost like some of Gallows' face paint might have rubbed off on Shibata's cheek there. I don't know if you can see that.
Absolutely. This has been a close
either that or it's material from the bottom of Gallows' boot.
Yeah, that could be too. I mean, you saw Gallows just the scraping on the face of Shibata, and now Gallows here. Could it be a vertical suplex?
Yep.
Oh, Shibata slide out.
Shibata into another sleeper. This is the third one, right, John?
Absolutely. Fale could withstand 3, and now Gallows is sinking. I think 3 may also be his limit.
And he's got it locked in good now.
Oh, man, this could be agony. Look at Gallows, though. Gallows still showing life. Oh, got his thigh kicked out. There's a chest kick. And Shibata, I don't know if I agree with that, too.
No.
Gallows was down. I probably would have tried for a penalty kick there. Oh, and there's another uppercut to Shibata.
And look at how much that just rocked Shibata. And now Gallows
powerbomb.
1, 2. Oh, my God, that was close.
Gallows staying in it, but so is Shibata. And now, oh, look at this. Could this be? He used to call this hanging from the gallows. He got it.
1,
2.
And
Shibata. Oh, look at that, though.
Armbar.
Triangle. Triangle choke. Oh, that is so smart by Shibata.
His shoulders are on the mat, though.
Yeah, he's
gotten caught in stuff like this before. Look at this. Look at Shibata's shoulders. The ref needs to count. Shibata's shoulders are, well, they were. They're not now, but they were on the mat.
Oh, and Gallows is sinking. This could be a submission loss here for Gallows. He's fading.
He is fading.
Is that it? No.
But now, he's going to go for the penalty kick? No.
Another chest kick. I don't know if that's going to do it.
1, 2.
See, I'm sorry, Ashley. I know Shibata's your boy, and I mean no disrespect. I would have kept that hold locked in. I think you could have gotten the win by pass out there. Probably. And now, the boot to the face there, but Shibata eating it. Oh, and then a pump kick there. Oh, man, and then a super kick. Good God. And now,
choke bomb.
Choke bomb.
And that's
he got it. Are you kidding me?
2,
1,
3.
2. Wow.
Can I just say, ever since Shibata was mathematically eliminated, he has not won a single match.
That is crazy.
That shows a lack of honor to me. Because he's not, just because he doesn't have anything to win, he just stopped trying to win.
The mistake in my mind was the triangle, folks. Had he kept that locked in, Gallows was not escaping it. He wasn't. He was out.
Yep.
I don't know. And really...
Well, 2 different occasions, the sleeper that he had locked in as well, on those 2 different occasions, he let go of submissions to kick Gallows in the chest and then go for a pin. And it just doesn't make sense.
Well, he didn't even try for his penalty kick. That's the really crazy thing.
And yeah, it's strange.
I'll tell you, Shibata...
I don't know what he was thinking, but all I know is that he wasn't thinking about winning because otherwise I don't think he would have let go of those submissions.
I'll tell you, it may be a little late, but the Gallows that has shown up in these past 2 tournament bouts, Naito and now Shibata, can you imagine
You
if
know,
this Gallows was in it for the whole thing? I mean, very
what's really
impressive.
insane is if you think about it, it was the loss to Tanahashi that really sent Shibata into this downward spiral, because then the next night he lost to Toru Yano. And then on this past show, who did he lose to on this past show? Not tonight, but the last one.
Uh,
He lost to someone on this past show.
I feel like, well, didn't, well, see, now I'm getting confused because I thought the loss to Torano came before the loss to Tanahashi.
I know, I'm
But
pretty sure it wasn't the Toru Yano loss just the show after Tanahashi?
it may have been. I still think it came before, though. I'm not sure. But yeah, I mean,
Hmm.
Shibata, the story is when he lost to Tanahashi, things started going downhill for Shibata.
Yeah. I'm
And
gonna, you know what? I'm gonna see if I can find the match lineup to make sure that I'm not talking out my ass.
yeah, bro,
No, you're right.
certainly.
You're right. Yeah, the Toru Yano match was for, so maybe that was what really sent him into the downward spiral. He loses to Toru Yano, and then he loses to Tanahashi, and then he loses to Shibata, and now he loses to Doc Gallows.
Wait, Shibata, you said he loses to Shibata, so who did you mean to say?
Toru
He loses.
Yano, and then Tanahashi, and then Tenzan, and then
Oh, okay.
Gallows.
Yeah, it was Tenzan. I was trying to think who was the other guy because I knew you were right that somebody came after Tanahashi, but I just couldn't make the connection. It was Tenzan.
Yeah, well,
Wow, Shibata's had it rough.
yeah, and Tanahashi was the one that I think actually, like, technically, mathematically eliminated Shibata, because if Shibata would have won that, he would have kept himself in the race. But having lost that match, he then proceeded to lose to Tenzan and Gallows, and he just, I don't know, it's the downward spiral of Katsuyori Shibata, and he actually finishes now with a sub 500 record, 4-5, isn't he?
Wow, I believe you're right about that.
Yeah, because he had 4 wins, and yeah, now he has 5 losses. So Shibata finishes under 500. Unbelievable.
A man with his ability to do that poorly, I think he needs to go to the back and really reevaluate where he is and where he wants to be
And
because
now
performances like that aren't going to get him there.
the mind games of the century here coming out. Not only does he have all the mind games in the ring, apparently he's got some outside of the ring too, because he was capable of getting this match bumped.
Absolutely. You never know what to expect from Toru Yano, and that's just got to piss Bad Luck Fale off because, I mean, here's the thing, and I'm not going to get into it again. I'm not going to beat the dead horse, but if you're Bad Luck Fale and you're looking at the finals for the A block, AJ Styles versus Tanahashi, maybe you're thinking to yourself, however quietly, it should have been me.
Yep.
And I think he is looking at Toru Yano, and he just wants to rip him apart, not necessarily because of a personal problem. Look at that there. Just spraying the water. And oh, Bad Luck Fale not having any of it. Oh man, this could be bad.
Oh my god, he just kicked the rope in between Fale's legs. And
And
spraying the
still,
water again. Jesus, he's mean. And now ducks the clothesline and just throws the water bottle at Fale's head.
I think Toru Yano may be
Ring
the
the bell!
greatest.
The bell rang, and now Fale goes after him, and what the
Actually
heck?
gets actually gets the body shot off. I didn't think he would. Now the alternating lariats here just to the sides of the head, and oh man,
Jesus.
Fale is not going to be content until that head is no longer on Toru Yano's shoulders.
Yeah, no kidding, man. That was brutal.
I am
I mean, I
telling you.
get that he kind of picked on you a little bit, but geez, like, you're gonna kill the poor guy.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. This isn't about Toru Yano. That's the thing. Toru Yano may aggravate Bad Luck Fale. I mean, that's certainly true. I'm not
This
trying to
is,
deny
yeah,
that.
this is more about Bad Luck Fale taking out his anger.
Because Bad
Oh,
Luck Fale
big
was so
splash
impressive in
right
the
off the
tournament.
bat.
Wow, and Toru
Toriano rolls out of
Yano,
the
that
ring.
veteran instinct. See, but that's a
Not go-
veteran maneuver there, Ashton.
Well, not only is that a veteran instinct, but that's also just kind of part of Toriano's game. He likes to screw with people.
That is true. I mean, Bad Luck Fale. Can you imagine? I mean, he's just thinking that match with AJ Styles, probably playing it over and over in his mind. And now, oh, what's this gonna be here? Oh God.
Is that a
Oh,
DVD? I think, yeah, he just
yeah.
hit Toriano in the head with one of his own DVDs. Oh, and
Hopefully he didn't.
Tamatonga
Now, oh, look
broke
at
the
that.
DVD case. That's
Oh,
so
come
mean.
on, Tamatonga. How is he supposed to make a living? You
Yeah,
jerk.
exactly. He uses the DVD sales to support his family.
And and now into the guardrail goes Toru Yano. And Bad Luck Fale's just been in firm control here.
You know,
And now
it's
he's
strange
back in the ring.
because I just saw Toriyano's legs for the first time, and I was under the impression that he had no body hair whatsoever, but the dude has freaking werewolf legs.
For some reason, that really doesn't surprise me, as Toriyano does make it back in the ring, only to get stomped on some more by Fale.
Toriyano is actually coming off as the babyface in this match.
How crazy is that, huh?
It's
There's
nuts.
another body shot there by Fale, and then there's another one. I'll tell you, when that man can really kind of zone in on a section of the body and put all of that power, and there's a lot of it.
Oh, and he goes for the turnbuckle pad.
Oh, man. Look at that. He's inviting Fale to charge. He does, and Fale does collide with the turnbuckle. I thought he may have been able to stop himself, but doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, normally Toriyano does the Yano to, and then before he gets the ruin, he'll either turn around or he'll duck. But man, Bad Luck Fale didn't even let him get the Yano out.
Bad Luck Fale in no mood for this.
Oh yeah, that hurt.
Oh man, Toriyano in excruciating pain, and now look at Fale here, just gonna toss Toriyano out.
I'm waiting for Toriyano to just hit an insane succession of low blows and get a roll up. I'm telling you.
Now, is this really necessary? Tama Tonga put in the boots and choking out Toriyano. I think Bad Luck Fale had it well in hand. And Toriyano doing, or no, I should say Tama Tonga, excuse me, the finger pyramid of evil. Yes.
Wow.
Yes, plans coming together nicely. Hey, I'm just calling what I'm seeing. He did the finger pyramid of evil. Take it up with him. And how Toriyano gets sent into the guardrail.
It's been called that, to be completely honest.
Well, I don't even know if it is, but that's how I've always known it, because all evil guys do that finger pyramid.
Yeah.
And now, oh my god, it could be the Bad Luck Fall on the outside.
You've got to be kidding me. Into
on
the
crowd!
Guardrail.
No, you'll kill him.
Oh, but Toriyano gets out of it.
Toriyano.
Oh, and look at this. Pushes Tama Tonga in. Double low blow. That's one. I knew he was going to start, but there's the first one. And now the referee counting.
I think the referee... Wait a minute.
I think he was counting the whole time. Toriyano just won by countout.
Are you kidding me?
Oh my god.
And Toriyano laughing it up. He got the match bumped. He got in Bad Luck Fale's head. And you know what, Ashton? Can I just point out that this is our first count-out victory in this tournament?
Yeah. I mean, we've been talking about people going for count-out victories since day one, but this wasn't your traditional count-out victory where you beat somebody up so bad on the outside that they can't get back in the ring. This was more of a non-traditional count-out victory where two guys are outside of the ring while the ref's counting. One guy hits an offensive move on the other while the ref's not looking, and then the guy that hit the offensive move gets back in the ring right before the count of 20. So definitely a very interesting take on the count-out victory, but it's Toriyano, so he can get away with anything.
Yeah, damn right he can. He got away with his life because he just got right out of there laughing the night away.
Yeah. And now Toriyano finishes with a record of 4-5, same as Shibata.
Wow.
And Fale finishes at 5-4.
So Fale still.
How weird is it to think about the fact that no more than 2 days ago, or two, I guess, A block shows ago, Bad Luck Fale was in contention to win the block, and now he finishes just barely over 500, while the actual winner of the block is going to finish 7-2.
That's crazy to think about, my friend.
Or I guess potentially 6-2-1.
Right.
Wonder what would happen if that would happen. If AJ and Tanahashi tied, what would happen there?
I don't know.
Because obviously you can't say, well, we have to go to the head-to-head, because then their head-to-head would be a tie. And there's nobody else that could possibly get more points than either one of them, even if they do tie. So I'm just kind of curious as to what would happen there.
Maybe they would look at Tanahashi's losses and AJ Styles' losses, but see, that's also complicated because AJ Styles, he lost to Kota Ibushi, but Tanahashi beat him. But then Naito also beat AJ Styles, but Naito also beat Tanahashi. And what was Tanahashi's second loss before that? Bad Luck Fale. But AJ Styles beat Fale, so they'd still cancel each other out. Yeah, that's crazy.
I think if you just look at wins and losses in that context, AJ would have to win because Bad Luck Fale is a more important or more impressive win than Kota Ibushi based on record.
Right, that's a great point, Ashton. That may be how they actually the tool they use to determine who comes away with it, if it is a tie.
Yeah. But now, let's talk about the man that got robbed.
Yeah, man.
The loss at the last show, the most recent show, I should specify, to Doc Gallows destroyed Naito's chances of winning this block, and just a crying shame that it happened too, because you and I were both pulling for him to win. We thought a win in the A block could really kind of solidify him, especially if he would have gone on to win the tournament as a whole as a main event talent. But no, the loss to Doc Gallows really did him in deep.
Yeah, unbelievable. The lost scene around the world. Naito falling to Doc Gallows. And that's just, again, you want to really understand the nature of the G1 Climax? Look no further than Tetsuya Naito. Because, yes, he did suffer losses prior to that. Don't get me wrong. You know, he lost to Shibata, I know of. And I think there was a loss maybe even before that. I'm not quite sure. But, I mean, the path for Naito, given those preceding losses in the match with Gallows, you beat Gallows and Tenzan in succession, you win the block. You lose to Gallows, though, it's over. I mean, that's just the complex nature of this tournament for every man in it. You know, I mean, my God, we've talked about the B block relentlessly and endlessly. It's crazy, the dynamics of this tournament. And yet, Naito, I can't even believe that he showed up. He has nothing to gain from this. I mean, I don't think Naito has aspirations for the NWA World Championship, which, you know, Tenzan is the current holder of. But maybe for Naito, he just likes hurting people. And he thought maybe I could just put a hurting on one more person, that being Tenzan.
And that's the kind of attitude that'll get you in trouble too.
Oh, certainly. Certainly. But I'll tell you what, Ashton, if this tournament achieved anything for Naito, I think it opened up both of our eyes, partner. Because, I mean, you just said when he was making his entrance, you and I were pulling for him. You and I really thought he had come into his own with this change in alignment, this change in just attitude and approach. And G1 Climax 2015 may have not been his time, but the crazy thing about a guy like Naito with this attitude, you can't keep him down forever. And he'll get his day in the sun. I'm confident about that.
Yeah, I'm curious to who they're trying to build up to be his Wrestle Kingdom 10 opponent, because, you know, the more I think about it, the more I feel like his perfect opponent really would be Nakamura. But I don't know if Nakamura is going to be already in Wrestle Kingdom 10 main eventing against Okada.
And can you imagine Nakamura? I mean, again, I wouldn't mind him facing Naito, but you know that Nakamura, he wants to get back to the mountain for a fourth time. He's a three-time world champion, you know, and just so huge for Nakamura tomorrow.
He just wants to even out his number of world title wins with his number of intercontinental title wins.
That's an excellent point, too. Yes, he is a four-time Intercontinental Champion. Nakamura, one of just the best resumes in New Japan when you really think about it. And here comes Tenzan. For Tenzan, I think it's just for both of these guys. Well, I'd say more so Tenzan. You know, it's a pride issue for Naito. See, to have pride, you have to feel something, and Naito really doesn't feel anything. So for Naito, again, I just think it's just about that sadistic side, fueling that sadistic dimension of his personality.
Yeah, I would say for Tenzan, it's about pride. For Naito, it's about self-fulfillment.
Exactly.
It's about just inflicting pain and kind of getting off on that.
Absolutely, and I know a lot of people have been off-put by Naito's choice of a G1 Climax tournament entrance attire with almost the business suit and the Doctor Doom-esque mask. I've personally grown to love it every time that I've seen it. It's just such a juxtaposition between the professional nature that Naito probably puts on to keep his job and the inner demon symbolized by that mask. And I'll tell you, he just is not messing around here.
It's almost as if he's saying, this suit is what New Japan wanted me to be, but the mask is who I really am.
Exactly, Ashton. Exactly. Tenzan, I don't know if he's really going to want to wait for Naito to disrobe and get in his ring attire.
Well, the thing with Naito is, if you don't want to wait for him to disrobe, he will do enough to you that it forces you to wait for him to disrobe.
Exactly. And I'll still say, Ashton, despite the fact that there are no stakes in this matchup, Naito is just so good. if you were to give him a world title match down the road, post Wrestle Kingdom 10, I'd still put my money on him to win it. He's just been that dangerous, that impressive. And
How off-putting must it be to stand across from that just while he's just standing there, just having to wait for him to either make the first move or to take the mask off or just anything, just waiting for him to do something. It's got to be so unnerving to be an opponent to that.
And you know what the funny thing is, Ashton, and I can't believe I'm about to say this, and I hope I don't get crucified by our audience, but I find his entrance and his approach even more intimidating than The Undertaker.
Oh
Because
yeah,
everybody always says The Undertaker, it's bone chilling, this, that. And don't get me wrong, the aesthetic of the entrance is gorgeous. I love Undertaker's entrances. But there's just something about a man just taking his time, having no expression in his eyes, and then doing this crap right here. I'm just absolutely befuddled if I'm watching it. I'm thinking, what am I in the ring with? What am I doing? How do I approach this? Just so many questions. And Tenzan, you can tell Tenzan is getting annoyed. And now look at that there. Naito was airing out that jacket. Tenzan had enough. And here come the headbutts here, just raining down on Naito.
yeah. You kind of have to wonder who made the first mistake here, though. Is it going to be Tenzan made a mistake by attacking, or is it going to be that or Naito made a mistake by waiting?
Exactly. That question. I mean, so far the answer seems to be that it was Naito's mistake. And he goes hard into the ring post.
Oh, Tenzan might reopen him up.
Absolutely. And I was getting ready to make the same point. Makabe opened Naito up in their G1 Climax tournament bout. And now look at that, the headbutt there. I think he really wants to see the blood flow from Naito's head. And now look at that, gets him back in the ring. That could be a mistake, though. You don't want to give Naito that distance to work with, and look at him here. Look at him. Naito just always a step ahead of his opponent and creates that distance himself.
Rolls across the ring to the other side. Tenzan follows him, and Naito takes advantage.
Absolutely.
Kick, eye rake, shoot into the rail, anything to buy some time.
Absolutely. And now he could shoot. No, I thought he was going to shoot into the ring post. He might shoot into the opposite end of the rail.
Yep.
And he does. I'll tell you, Naito just really, once he gets in a groove, he is so hard to stop.
He's punishing Tenzan right now for not letting him disrobe.
Absolutely. I mean, this is the pain you endure. Look at that, just sending him into the empty chairs there.
Trying to teach Tenzan his version of respect.
And now Naito's created enough distance where he'll be able to get comfortable.
Yep.
Every time.
And it doesn't get old either.
It doesn't.
Because it's brilliant.
And now look at that, Tenzan is going to, get back in the ring, but it's not in a hurry, though. I think maybe Tenzan learned a little something there. I think he's learned to maybe play it a bit more conservative, a bit more close to the chest, if you will. And now look at that there. Naito just taking Tenzan out again. Now he's going to, could it be a baseball slide? No.
Just chilling.
Posing. Man, Naito doesn't give a damn. And honestly, why should he? When he did give a damn, he only got so far. I think when Naito stopped caring is when the world started caring, as odd as that may be.
Yes. That's such a great way of putting it, John.
Oh, yeah, nice sweep there to Tenzan. That may have been on the bad leg, Ashton. Tenzan favoring that leg. We know that it was in a bad way in his match against AJ Styles. Had to withstand 2 calf killers, the latter of which he fell to. Yep. And then Tanahashi certainly didn't do any favors either.
No, Tanahashi with those dragon screws will do number.
Absolutely.
But I feel like Tanahashi targeted the left, or not the left, the right leg, while AJ targeted the left leg. So really, 2 bad wheels on Tenzan right now.
Absolutely. Not a good time. As you see there, the leg scissors doing the damage, really keeping Tenzan grounded. And look at that smack in the head. As if to say, come on, Tenzan.
Kind of elevates it a little bit there to get a little extra pressure. But
look at that.
Looks almost like Tenzan is fighting out of it here. And yeah, he gets his foot on the rope.
Absolutely. And I got to tell you, even though Naito, is mathematically eliminated, has nothing to gain from this match, I really feel like his strategy was as perfect as a strategy could be. It's just, I feel like it was that, and look at that spits on Tenzan there. But I really feel like it was just, factors outside of his control. Sometimes you're going to come across a night where your opposition is just better. And right now, though, that's certainly not Tenzan's case. He just got kicked in the head there. Now look at that, just putting the boot on there and posing while on Tenzan's face.
Now, what's Naito thinking here, John? What do you think he's going to do?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I just feel like whatever he's going to do, it's going to be bad for Tenzan. Now look at that cravat in the ropes.
That's smart. I mean, the ref's obviously not going to let him keep it held in for very long, but
Suffocating him against the ropes. He's got the hold in there. Now he's going to have to break it here. Come on, Naito. And the referee not really getting in there. Finally, he breaks it.
Oh, but Naito not happy with the referee.
And that's exactly why the referee didn't want to get involved. And look at that, the referee, I don't know if Naito hit him or he just had like a panic attack and he just collapsed.
Yeah, it looked to me like he just kind of played dead there to not have Naito beat the crap out of him.
Absolutely. And now goes back to the cravat. Very interesting by Naito. Now, I don't know if he'll transition it maybe into a snapmare takeover, or maybe he'll knee him in the face. I mean, the thing is, when you've got a guy in this kind of a position, you can do a multitude of things to him, but Tenzan does fight out. Oh, and Naito inviting more, though. Naito loves this.
I've actually seen Chris Hero turn a cravat into a suplex.
Yeah, I know what you're referring to. Absolutely. And now look at that, Naito mocking the Mongolian chops, and there's a smirk there by Naito. No, oh man, this man is so arrogant.
Those Mongolian chops are actually hurting Tenzan quite a bit too. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, Naito, he may be apathetic, but don't conflate that with being a slouch in the ring. Naito can hang with the best of them. He beat the best of them in this tournament. He beat the guys that are going to determine supremacy for the block in AJ Styles and Tanahashi. I mean, that's all you need to know right there.
Absolutely, yeah. It's very true, and I think now Naito is kind of starting to realize that he might have just awoken something inside of Tenzan.
Absolutely, and that's not something you want to do because he's a big man, and he certainly has the power and the ability to back it up. And now look at that though. Oh, fish hooking. I think it could be the nose even. Couldn't really tell.
It looks like it. Yeah, he was fish hooking the nose there, but look at Naito just smiling about it.
Naito having the time of his life. And he eats a Mongolian chop there, and there's another Mongolian chop.
These Mongolian chops are starting to take their toll.
Absolutely, and there's a headbutt there, and another headbutt. Now Tenzan really getting in that gear. Naito not smiling anymore. Oh, and there's a kick to the face there. And Naito still smiling, still inviting more from Tenzan. And there's another kick. Naito, man, I'm telling you.
No, and Naito just spat again at Tenzan. Naito really just in such an odd mental state right now.
Certainly. I mean, Naito just so perplexing, so bewildering to the opposition, you know?
And now Tenzan shoots Naito into the opposite turnbuckle. Tenzan with a lariat there. Naito reeling a bit here. You didn't expect this coming.
Well, certainly not. But I mean, you know, Tenzan does have the power game. My concern is that when you smile in the face of all this abuse, and you're Tenzan and you see Naito smile, what do you do? You know, that's just got to throw you so off your game.
And Naito spinning again. He really does not like Tenzan at all.
Certainly. Well, he doesn't like anybody. He doesn't give a damn. And now look at that drop kick there. Beautiful form.
Yeah, for sure. Beautiful. And now, what would you say, John? Would you say that Naito has an advantage, or is this just kind of their sort of neutral state? Actually, now I'll say Naito has an advantage. Leg sweep into the triangle drop kick. There we go. Look at that. Naito, just a flurry of offense. I keep on talking about how he has a switch. He goes from this sort of psychotic, brooding, apathetic, just almost nihilist character, and then turns on a switch and has this just aggressive style where he just goes after people. And now it seems like he still has that switch on because going after the referee as well.
Yeah, Naito is a man. He'll hurt anybody and anything to just achieve that self-satisfaction, that self-fulfillment you were talking about in the early goings of the matchup. And now look at that. The slam there by Tenzan, that fall-through driver almost. And now let's see here if Tenzan can capitalize.
I think I've called that a flapjack suplex because it looks like he's going for a flapjack, but then he drops him on his back rather than on his face.
Absolutely. And there's the headbutt there, and he kicks out. Naito kicks out, and he stays in it.
Naito is staying alive in this, but you've got to be concerned. This match seems almost like a mismatch because Naito should be on a notch higher than Tenzan. He should be able to not necessarily dominate, but definitely just take care of business with a degree of ease based on kind of the status of these two guys, you know?
Oh, I completely agree with you. No
Oh, and
contention there.
another
And
spit
spits
in the face.
again.
And the spinning heel kick there.
Right on the face.
The falling heel kick there.
You know what the funny thing is, though, Ash? I don't know if Naito has devoted as much aggression to the neck as we're normally used to seeing him there. Probably because Tenzan.
That is
Yeah.
true. You're so right. But now look at this. Tenzan has the Anaconda Vice locked in, and Naito might not care enough to try and fight out of it. He might just tap and just be done with it.
He might.
Look at this, grabbing the hair. Now the forearm to the face.
Oh, Naito is caught here. He's in it deep. He's going to have to try and fight up, and so far he's succeeding. Can he regain that vertical base? But look at Tenzan there trying to use that power game to drive him back down. But no, Naito regains the vertical base.
Now Tenzan going to use that power again, as you were saying. He wants to slam Naito down. He has him a little bit, but no, Naito finds his way out of it.
Oh, look at the elbow strikes there, Naito. And now the step up Enziguri there.
Beautiful. Oh, and a German. What a German. One.
Excellent form.
Two. Oh, but Tenzan does manage to kick out.
That was close.
That was
close.
Yeah.
Tetsuya Naito. A man just so good. One moment you can think you're in control, and then when you see that smile, you lose all your nerve. And I'll tell you, man, Naito's just been so impressive. And now look at this Koji clutch.
Into a Koji clutch.
Now it's Naito's turn to try and get the submission win.
And it's Tenzan's turn to try and get out of it.
Can he, though, is the question.
Didn't Naito have Tenzan in a submission earlier as well?
Did he? I don't believe he did.
He did. I think he had him in something earlier that Tenzan had to get to the ropes for, but I don't remember what it was.
Oh, it was that leg scissors you're thinking of.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That was almost like a different version of what we're seeing here. This is almost a strange variation of a leg scissors. But
and now look at Tenzan here, Ashton, with the headbutts.
Taking shots at Naito, and really, that looked more painful than just about anything else Tenzan's done so far in this match.
Definitely a unique counter from where I sit, to that Koji clutch.
I haven't seen it before.
Yeah, certainly not. And now Naito, he does regain the vertical base, though. He is in control. There's a forearm there to Tenzan.
Yeah, it looked almost like a punch to the face, but you're right, it was a forearm, and now they're just kind of exchanging these forearms, but I'm waiting for one of these forearms to become a closed fist, or just maybe an open-handed slap, and then a punch to the back, and then a kick, and then a spit in the face.
How many times did he spit on Tenzan?
Probably 6 now. I think it's up to 6.
Oh, and the headbutt, though.
Headbutt from Tenzan. That head is hard. And now, it looks like Tenzan wants a Uranagi slam here.
He could have transitioned it into the Anaconda Vice, but now look at this, the full Nelson.
Full Nelson.
Oh, look at that. Oh, I honestly thought it was going to be that maneuver there from Naito that we've seen, and the lariat there from Tenzan.
What a hard lariat. Takes Naito off his feet.
Did we ever get a name for Naito's finishing maneuver, by the way? I know, Naito kicks out.
I don't know if we did.
Because I always try and figure out what to call it, and I always do that when I'm like...
I think it's just a sliced bread without the turnbuckles.
Yeah, I guess I'll just call it a sliced bread then, because up until then I've been kind of like Vince McMahon, just saying, "Oh, what a maneuver!" And
it's just a standing Shiranui.
Standing Shiranui. All right. And look at that there, the Cobra Clutch. I hate to remind everybody, but this is what beat Shibata. Could it beat Naito here?
I'm seeing here a tilt-a-whirl. No, never mind. Yeah, standing Shiranui. The backflip, 3/4 face lock, inverted DDT.
So standing Shiranui. I like that. But I think, though, I don't know. I don't think this match is over. I think Naito got to the ropes. This match continues. Wow.
Oh, and a headbutt. And another headbutt. Wow. And by the way, just to make it simpler, Naito calls that standing Shiranui Destino.
Destino?
Yeah.
Excellent. I'm so glad we got a name for that now.
And now,
maybe on his
is this a Cobra Clutch? It is.
It's like a Cobra Anaconda Vice, and look at Naito, they're still trying to fight.
No, that's a Cobra Clutch, brother. He's got that arm locked in tight.
Yeah, but it's weird because it's almost in like that seated Anaconda Vice position, I'll say.
Yeah.
And now look at this Naito. They're still trying to get to the. I don't know if he's going to though.
He
And the ref
tapped.
calls it. Ref calls it. Wow.
Naito tapped. He didn't know how to get out of it.
I'll tell you, guys like Tenzan and Gallows really finishing strong.
Well, Naito, I think another example, a lot like Shibata. Once he got eliminated, he just stopped trying.
Yeah, certainly.
And now we see again, Naito lost to Gallows. That was kind of the big one because didn't he lose to Toru Yano?
Did he lose to Torano? I thought that he won against Torano. Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah, he beat Toriano, but then the loss to Gallows, and he was eliminated by that. And now another loss, this time to Tenzan. And we've got quite the crowded crop at the 5-4 record because now we've got Bad Luck Fale at 5-4, and now Naito is also 5-4.
Right.
And I mean, I don't know what's going to happen up next between Makabe and Ibushi, but if Makabe manages to pull this one out, we'll have another guy at 5-4.
And he may. I mean, Ibushi, for as highly as I regard the man, has had a bit of a rough time.
And really, when I say we've got a crowded crop, it's really in that like just 4s and 5s range, because between 5-4 and 4-5, we've got just everybody. It seems like, because Toriano is 4-5, Fale 5-4, Shibata 4-5, Gallows obviously is now 3-6, Tenzan 3-6, and then Naito 5-4. So of the 6 guys whose final records we know so far, 4 of them are in that 4-5 range.
Right.
And now we could potentially get 2 more added to that if Makabe loses, because then Makabe and Ibushi would both be 4-5, or 1 more added to it if Makabe wins, because then he'd be 5-4, Ibushi would be 3-6. I can't believe Ibushi's record's been so bad. I thought he was going to be in this, but man, he got eliminated far earlier than anyone expected, I think.
Yeah, trust me, I'm as shocked as anybody. You know, he was my early pick to win this thing. I just really thought he was so impressive at Wrestle Kingdom 9, and he seemed to be on a good trajectory leading up to this tournament, but like you said, the elimination coming fairly quickly.
Let me ask you, before we get to our next match, John, who are you rooting for to win between AJ Styles and Tanahashi tonight?
Oh man, you're putting me in the hot seat, partner.
I just want to know. I'm not asking for a prediction. I just want to know who you're cheering for.
I think I'm cheering for AJ Styles.
Yeah, I think I am too.
Because I'll tell you, if Carl Anderson can emerge from the chaos of the B block, I want to see it. Because Carl Anderson saw firsthand what AJ Styles truly expects from his Bullet Club stablemates in his match with Bad Luck Fale. And I said during his match with Nakamura, that being Carl Anderson, that, you know, he's always been known as the tag team specialist. This tournament could be his means to really break into the singles ranks and, I mean, get that world title opportunity. And to your point, Ashton, because you brought this up first when we were talking about Carl Anderson, throughout the tournament, he made it to the finals in 2012. He just couldn't get the job done. And you got to wonder, maybe this is Carl Anderson's redemption.
Who was Anderson's other loss to, other than the loss he had to Okada? Who else did he lose to?
His other loss...
Was it Ishii?
Was it Ishii? Yeah, I think it was Ishii, actually.
Okay. And Okada lost to Nakamura and Goto. So I think... I don't know. I feel like if they go by strength of loss, if Okada, Nakamura, and Anderson end up tying, I think that Okada would win, because his other loss was to Goto, who can finish at worst 6-3, while Ishii and Elgin, the guys that beat Anderson and Okada, or Anderson and Nakamura, Anderson and Nakamura, because Nakamura lost to Elgin via forfeit, the best they could finish is 5-4.
Absolutely.
So that's a curious little situation there, man. I don't know. I'm curious. I'm really curious about how they're going to handle that. I'm cheering for AJ to win tonight, and then for Nakamura, Goto, and Anderson all to win tomorrow, and then Anderson would win the B block, I believe, in that situation. So we'd get Anderson and AJ winning their blocks and facing off at the finals.
And it could be Carl Anderson's destiny. to be the #1 contender to Okada's IWGP Heavyweight Championship. What's funny about that is Okada did beat Anderson in this tournament, but he'd get
However,
another.
to zone back in, we've got a match right now between Makabe and Ibushi. And this is a clash of styles if I've ever seen it, because you've got Makabe, this heavy-fisted brawler who will just knock you out and drag you out, going against Ibushi, who, I mean, I would never call a wrestler frail in general, but he's proven to be the frailest of this crop of competitors.
We'll see. I mean, really, to me, where the contrast comes down to is
And look at that.
Ibushi's.
He just hit a combination of strikes on Makabe, and Makabe just stood up and told him that he wants more.
Yeah, Makabe, he lives for this, and what a hard shoulder block there. But as I was saying, to me, where the contrast really comes down, Ibushi's offensive style is predicated on finesse.
Yeah.
He'll dazzle you. He's got an aesthetic to his offense. Makabe is more about utility. He's more about efficacy. What's going to get the job done, the quickest? How am I going to be able to power through this the best? And look at Ibushi there with that kick to the taped leg of Makabe. And I believe that was the leg that Tanahashi worked over, but I may be mistaken, Ashton.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like Ibushi knows how to attack Makabe right now to take advantage of sort of Makabe's forced weaknesses. Again, that leg being taped up. But I'm curious if he has the ability to truly put Makabe away, because I don't think that some leg pain is going to be enough to put Makabe away.
No, there's a reason the man's the never open weight champion.
Right.
He is one tough son of a gun.
And let's not take anything away from him. There's also a reason that he has a better record than Ibushi so far.
Absolutely.
They've faced all the same opponents, but Makabe has one more win than Ibushi.
Now look at that, Ibushi working over the leg. This is very interesting, though, from Ibushi, Ashton, because I just got done saying that his style is predicated on finesse, that there's an aesthetic to it. He is actually playing the more conservative route, grounding Makabe here and really focusing on that leg. Does that surprise you at all?
Would you really call it conservative, given that he's being so aggressive towards that leg?
I say conservative in the sense that he's keeping the offense grounded. I mean, Ibushi always feels more comfortable off his feet than on them.
It does seem that way, but I think it's worth noting that conservative style, aggressive attitude.
Yeah, that's actually beautifully said, because I know what you mean by, because when you think conservative, you think so cautious, always so afraid to make a move. But Ibushi really has been an aggressor on that.
That's kind of the definition of conservative, is being cautious about making moves, and Ibushi's definitely not that right now. He's being very aggressive, but I understand what you say when you say conservative in the sense that he's not jumping off top ropes.
I think the better words, that we don't get it all mixed up, Ibushi's being far more stationary right now.
Stationary, yeah, I guess you could say that.
Yeah, stationary, more static in his offense than dynamic.
Rigid.
With all this type of rigid. There you go. But I'll tell you what, we're busy picking out words. Makabe's busy pumping himself up. He's just inviting Ibushi.
Oh, but you know what? Pump himself up is all he wants. When you get kicked in the bad thigh, it's gonna hurt just the same.
Absolutely.
And Ibushi challenging Makabe, it seems. He wants Makabe.
Oh, look at that kick, though.
He wants Makabe to power up and do stuff like that. What a lariat! Just to see if he can live through it, and hopefully he does. But I don't know if Makabe wants him to.
No, Makabe just wants to beat the tar out of you and not think twice. And Ibushi now holding the back of that head. I am surprised by Ibushi's game plan, but not to say that it's not smart. It's very intelligent going after the taped thigh. But now Makabe going to show him what happens.
Northern Lights. He didn't even bother with the 10-count punches beforehand.
Exactly. I was going to say it wasn't preceded by the mount punches on the top rope. And now
Makabe has a very, very obvious limp. I don't know if you noticed it or not, but to me, he's limping pretty good.
Oh, could it be the German here? Look at that. Ibushi stuffing the waist lock.
Elbows.
Back elbows here.
Ibushi turns around and into a lariat. And again, I would never call a pro wrestler frail in any wake of my life, but of the 10 men currently in the A block, I think it's safe to say Ibushi is the frailest of the 10.
Certainly. And Makabe just holding on to the ropes there. Beautiful back kick there by Ibushi. And then I'll tell you
that was almost a Pele to the back.
Yeah, absolutely. And, Ashton, to your point, that contrast in style certainly coming to the forefront. And now, Ibushi with all that
Big
momentum, the
boot.
boot. Excellent. And now Ibushi firing himself up here. Could it be that triangle moonsault?
It
Makabe
looks
had
like
it
he's
scouted
going
in their
for it.
tag match.
Triangle
He got
moonsault,
it.
and he hits it. And man, every time he hits that now, it seems like he's just hitting the arm rather than actually hitting the body.
Yeah, you feel like it would be more effective if he hit the body instead of just the arm.
I don't
Especially
feel like it
considering.
would even be more effective if rather than trying to do a moonsault, he did like a backflip crossbody.
Right.
Because the moonsault is like you're going vertical versus vertical, whereas if you do crossbody, then you get all of your weight on the guy's midsection. It seems like that would be more effective than what he does. But
Excellent
he's
point.
been doing that triangle moonsault for years now. He's not going to stop doing it just because some mark on the internet told him to.
I mean, it's a staple of his offense, but it doesn't diminish the accuracy of your point. I'll say. Now you see him just stomping on Makabe there.
Yeah, stomp, punch, and Makabe is getting nothing but angry, getting nothing but pissed off. And Makabe is the kind of guy that you can piss him off all you want, but at the end of the day, he's going to hurt you twice as much. It's like
Oh, and
that.
there, yeah.
It's like that Pokemon move Bide, where you just wait a couple turns and then you unleash that power doubled at your opponent.
Well, folks, this G1 Climax tournament experience has been complete. We got a legitimate commentary line relating it back to Pokemon. And there's the Moonsault cover, and Makabe kicks out. Only you could pull that off, my friend.
And don't
But
even act like you don't know what I'm talking about either, folks. If
you
you're a
know what he
Japanese,
means.
if you're a fan of Japanese culture, you know what Pokemon is.
Oh, my goodness, yes.
That connection, though.
Yeah.
Now, though, look at this. Ibushi going to Makabe from behind, maybe
So
a
is that,
German.
is
Makabe
that
fights out. Makabe with the German, possibly. He has the waist lock. Ibushi fights out with the elbows, goes for the kick. Makabe ducks. Makabe goes for the lariat, and the left-handed lariat hits Ibushi.
full contact? No give on that. And
And
Makabe is going to try and
Ibushi
rally
is
here.
reeling right now.
Oh, man. And now Makabe is going to pick Ibushi up by the head.
By the hair.
Oh, yeah, by the hair. I
And
think
now
we're
he has him
thinking
in
powerbomb
powerbomb
here.
position. Sit out, down to the knees maybe. Down to the knees, powerbomb. 1, 2, and Ibushi kicks out. Ibushi stays alive. This match might not necessarily have a potential block winner on its hands, but it does have honor at stake.
Absolutely. I mean, you said it best, my friend. It's always about pride with guys that have been mathematically eliminated. Ibushi doesn't want to give Makabe the satisfaction of saying that he beat him. No way. And Makabe the same way. Maybe even more so for Makabe because he's the never openweight champion.
Yes.
You
And
don't.
now Makabe looks like he wants a top rope German.
This is dangerous for Makabe, though, because first of all, look at Ibushi hanging on. Second of all, look at Ibushi's positioning. If he's able to get Makabe off the rope, that is perfect for a Phoenix Splash.
It is. And now Makabe in a very dangerous position. Ibushi
Oh
landed
my
on his feet.
god! Oh my
Drop
god!
kick.
And then
Oh
the
no, just a
kick.
kick to the
Wow.
leg, to the bad leg though. And
And that leg, the pain's got to be intensified when you're in a tree of woe, Ashton. That is horrible for Makabe.
and now it looks like Ibushi wants a German of his own, maybe.
Oh, what's Ibushi thinking about here? And yeah, you're right. You're right. Could it be the German?
Oh, the deadlift!
Oh
Oh, he
no,
had him up.
Makabe's
I thought
still
he was going to
fighting.
hit him with a deadlift. Makabe fought out of it. Goes for the lariat. Goes for the left lariat. Ibushi with the kick to the bad leg. Ibushi with the kick to the head. Puts Makabe out and down. Ibushi, go for the pin. What are you waiting for?
I think
Is
he's
he going to
thinking
go for a
Phoenix
Phoenix?
Splash.
I think he wants the Phoenix, John. I think you're right. He's
I
up.
like this. Yeah, I like the sense of urgency here. Can he get it?
He's
Can
going
he get
for it.
it?
And he
got
hits it. That's going to be
That's
it.
gonna be it.
That's the first
Wow.
time we've seen that move in probably close to a couple of weeks. And Ibushi finally picks up a really big win. It seems like it's been a while since he's won a match.
I would certainly agree with you there. Ibushi was definitely in a rough patch, but what better way to get out of it than pinning the never openweight champion?
We know that he lost in short order to Toru Yano. Yeah, I think he lose to Bad Luck Fale as well.
Yes.
He lost to Bad Luck Fale.
That was the match that mathematically eliminated him, actually.
He lost to Naito. He lost to. Did he lose? Did Ibushi?
He lost to Tanahashi, and that may have been the.
What about Tenzan though? What about Tenzan?
Tenzan, I feel like he beat. He
Okay,
beat
so
him.
that was the last time he won a match. That was almost 2 weeks ago.
Wow.
That was August 2nd. That'll be 2 weeks ago as of Sunday.
That is crazy to think about, but Ibushi finds his way back on the winning side of things at the expense of Togi Makabe.
And
And
Makabe and Ibushi now both finish with a 4-5 record. This block is so cluttered in the middle. It's unbelievable.
thank goodness the middle is of no consequence, partner. Otherwise, we would never be able to find our way out of the maze.
However, what isn't a cluttered picture is the top of this block, which is exactly what we're about to figure out in this main event. Tanahashi and Styles going at it, and these guys are both currently 6-2. The winner will be 7-2, or if we end up with a tie, they'll both be 6-2-1. But let's just kind of ignore that as a possibility, because let's be realistic here. It's not going to happen. AJ Styles has Bullet Club support potentially. We don't know if he's going to come out with them. Tanahashi has LOL. Tanahashi wins, and that's a power that can't be denied.
Absolutely. I mean, he is the support of the New Japan faithful. I mean, this is why we have a main event. These two guys who know each other so well, they have waged war. They have spilled blood over the IWGP Heavyweight Championship, and both men want to get back there so badly. For Tanahashi, this is his house. It's very straightforward. For AJ Styles, I think it comes down to two things. One, it comes down to control as he makes his entrance here. Obviously, when you have the title, you have the power, and Bullet Club is about power. But I think on a more personal level, AJ Styles has to recognize that he has never been better since he has come to New Japan, and he wants to prove it just one more time by being the champion again. I can say what I want about AJ Styles, and believe me, folks, I have used this pulpit, and I have. But there is one reason why he is called phenomenal, and that's simply because he is. There is a
John,
reason why. Yeah.
I don't know if you've noticed, but AJ Styles is by himself.
It's pride. It's pride, I think. Again, I can say what I want about AJ Styles, and I certainly have, and I make no bones about that. But him and Tanahashi, they have such a history, Ashton, over the world title, over the territory of New Japan. I think for AJ, he may have even told the guys, hey, stay in the back. This is my fight. This is my hill to die on. I know I'm better than Hiroshi Tanahashi, and tonight is the night that I prove it.
And the Bullet Club, eerie by their absence, but like you said, it's probably a pride thing. It's probably an honor thing.
Ashton, I don't know if this is correct, so I'll phrase it like this. The last time I saw AJ Styles and Tanahashi in the ring, it was over the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. Tanahashi the champion at the time, AJ the challenger, and AJ came out of it the winner.
Yeah.
So that's got to kind of weigh on your mind a bit if you're Hiroshi Tanahashi. And if you're AJ Styles, maybe that's the confidence boost you need. I mean, as you're walking, down the aisle, maybe you think back to that match and you think, yeah, I had him that night and I'm going to have him again. I mean, Ashton, what are you thinking if you're either of these men? Let's put the ball in your court. I want to hear your thoughts about what's going through both of these men's minds here.
Well, I think if you're AJ, you're tunnel vision right now, because you can't allow yourself to be distracted by the fact that you don't have any help. You need to just take that in stride. You need to embrace that, and you need to set your sights on Tanahashi. If you're Tanahashi, I have no clue what goes through this man's mind other than just he's going to win. That's all that he's thinking right now, is that he's going to win.
Do you think maybe that Tanahashi is arrogant enough to look past AJ Styles and potentially add Okada, who has the best record so far in the B block?
I don't think so. I mean, it's possible, but I don't think he is, because we still don't even know who's going to win the B block.
That's certainly true. Okada may be in the driver's seat now, but that could quickly change given all the talking points that we have had concerning the B block. This is what it's about right now. It's AJ Styles and it's Tanahashi doing it again, doing it one more time for perhaps the biggest stakes to go to the finals of the G1 Climax tournament. And whoever wins that tournament, you go to the show of shows for Japan, Wrestle Kingdom 10. Tanahashi knows what that feels like, Ashton. He main evented Wrestle Kingdom 9 with Okada, so he's tasted it. AJ Styles, I don't know if AJ's ever main evented a Wrestle Kingdom, has he?
I don't think so. No, he hasn't, because he's been in New Japan since 2014, and the main event of Wrestle Kingdom 8, which was in 2014, was Tanahashi Nakamura, while the main event of this most recent one was Tanahashi Okada. So
now how crazy is that to think about? For how successful AJ Styles has been, he has never main evented a Wrestle Kingdom, where Wrestle Kingdom is kind of like Tanahashi's backyard. And that could be the difference there. I mean, it may seem like an innocuous point, but it may really be driving AJ Styles to be the main event of New Japan. And you do that by winning this tournament.
And it is worth noting that last year in G1, these guys faced off.
Oh, okay then.
These guys had a match last year in G1 as well, yeah.
Okay, so and that match, was that a draw?
Tanahashi won.
Tanahashi got the win.
So Tanahashi beat AJ in G1 last year. AJ beat Tanahashi for the title earlier this year. This is a rubber match, my friend.
Oh, and look at that. Look
AJ
at that.
Styles with the mind games, almost as if to say, I know that you usually have a mental advantage over your opponents because of your status, but I'm not intimidated by you, Tanahashi.
Ashton, I'm going to put you in the hot seat now. I'm not asking you to make a prediction. I'm just saying, given these guys' offensive styles, who do you give the edge to in this thing? Or do you think they cancel each other out?
Offensive styles, I have to give it to Tanahashi because he is so good at focusing on the leg. Tanahashi will take all of AJ's high-flying maneuvers out of this match because of his targeting of the leg between the dragon screws and the Texas cloverleaf and just all of the leg targeted offensive maneuvers that Tanahashi has. It's going to make it really difficult for AJ to fly, which is a major part of his arsenal. AJ might have the calf killer, but he doesn't really have anything else in his arsenal specifically targeted to take out the leg.
While that's certainly true, I find it hilarious that you say that, because I'm sitting here as I'm watching AJ work the headlock, and I'm thinking to myself, AJ Styles really is one of the greatest of all time right now because of his ability to adapt. I remember his early years in TNA wrestling. He did not have the technical finesse that he has now.
Oh, absolutely.
AJ has truly evolved over the years.
He's gone from kind of almost like a Young Buck clone when he was younger, like the flippy shit wannabe kind of guy. And over the years, he developed a great technical acumen and even added an impressive power game, I think, to his arsenal.
And when you can have that kind of evolution, I think that speaks more volumes than anything else about how good you are. And Tanahashi now breaking out of it. And now he's controlling the arm here of AJ.
I think that AJ might have a more diverse move pool, but sometimes being able to do a bunch of moves is distracting because you're in your own head trying to figure out what to do next, and in the meantime, the other guy is hurting you.
You're absolutely right. That's a great point. I feel like the best wrestlers, and look at the leapfrog there, and now look at that, ducks over. Could it be the drop kick? Oh, but Tanahashi.
And look at that.
Scouted.
And then he gets the boot up. I'm waiting for Tanahashi to go for his first dragon whip.
Look at that.
That first dragon screw leg whip is going to be very telling, depending on how much it affects AJ.
Both of these men, though, going back to their respective corners. I'll tell you, you want to talk about being concerned. I don't think these guys are in any rush. They'll burn the midnight oil if they have to, because they want to do it right. The stakes. Oh, and look at that. Returning the disrespect earlier.
Put a little bit of extra oomph behind that last slap, too. Almost looked like that would have hurt a little bit. And now gets AJ into almost a submission here.
Yeah, he's really working over the arm.
Which is odd, because like I said, he does tend to go after the leg. He likes to go after the leg with those dragon screws, and he has the Texas cloverleaf in his arsenal that he loves to use He's gotten wins off of it. Not in this G1 necessarily, but Tanahashi has gotten wins off that Texas Cloverleaf before.
Well, what's more important to work over in your mind, Ashton, to take out the Styles Clash? The arm for the power, or just the leg so that you could support the weight of lifting another human being? I mean, which is more important in your estimation?
Well, here's the thing. In order to actually hit the Styles Clash, AJ needs to be able to stand not only on both legs, but on one leg at a time, because he has to get each foot in front of the other guy's arms.
Right.
So I could see him trying to do that and lifting up his good leg and needing to put all of his weight on his bad leg and just collapsing because of it.
And now look at that, AJ retreating in the corner after that back body drop, and now Tanahashi with the body blow there. I am so into. I mean, as soon as I knew that these guys were going to battle for supremacy at the A block, my blood was stirring.
And Tanahashi just shot AJ into the corner, and AJ felt it so much that he actually took a fall to the ground there. He face first. He almost face planted. His back was in so much pain that he face planted himself. And now look at this. Tanahashi grabs AJ by the foot, pulls him out, and look at this again. Look at that, John. Going for the leg early.
So on point, so incisive is Tanahashi's offense. He's got a game plan. He has got a game plan, and he's already executing it to perfection, I might add. AJ got caught, and that's not something you say about the Phenomenal One very often.
And more importantly, he got caught in a predicament that caused damage to his left leg. Now, I know AJ loves to go for his springboard 450s and his springboard forearm, and he probably still has spiral tap in his arsenal, even though we haven't seen it in a few years. And we know that he loves that Styles Clash to put people away. Every single one of those moves becomes more difficult to do when you have a bum wheel.
And now Tanahashi just stomping on it there.
Absolutely. And this is what I was saying earlier. Tanahashi goes after a leg. And look at that! Almost a standing high fly flow onto the knee.
And all that weight on a bad wheel has got to be excruciating, Ashton.
And I think that this might also get into AJ's head, because Tanahashi going after the leg might make AJ feel like he doesn't want to go after Tanahashi's leg because he would feel like he was copying the best.
I didn't even think about it like that. It's such an ego problem for AJ to be his own man.
And AJ has an ego. There is no doubt about that.
Oh, and now look at that, though. Tanahashi hanging on.
And you know he's going to skin the cat. Maybe even grab AJ at a head scissors. It's near. There it is. Oh, but AJ shoves him over. Smart move there by AJ. He almost got caught in that leg scissors. And Tanahashi likes to do that a lot. But no, Tanahashi didn't quite get the leg scissors wrapped in properly. And AJ was able to throw him back over the top rope to the outside. And it looks like Tanahashi might have taken a bad spill. Might have even landed on the guardrail for all we know.
And here's the situation. That gave AJ time, and he used up some of it, but now he's going to go on the attack.
Look at the limp, though. Did you notice the limp while he was walking? Yeah, that's huge.
He's got a limp. He has got a limp going on for sure. And I thought that time could really get the blood flowing back in the leg, get the feeling back in the leg. And I think it did a little bit, Ashton, but not nearly enough to get rid of that limp.
Blood flow won't heal bruises, brother.
Certainly not.
And AJ's got some bruises going on that knee. Maybe even some muscle issues.
I don't know if you caught that. It almost looked like he may have undone his boot a little bit to kind of give it a little bit of air to breathe the leg.
It definitely seems that way. That could cause an interesting scenario. If that boot ends up coming off, AJ could be at another major disadvantage.
And now AJ going to stay on the attack, just stomping on Tanahashi here. And this is where you want Tanahashi.
And notice, though, look at that. AJ had to stop because he was stomping with his right leg, but all the while he was putting pressure on his left leg. He was planting on his left leg. He had to stop after 3 because of it. And now AJ running into the corner and doing that jumping lariat there. But again, not being able to follow up because he needs to walk it off. He needs to kind of walk around to sort of help make that leg feel a little bit better. And Tanahashi's game plan is working beautifully so far.
Even though Tanahashi's on the defensive, you know with every limp AJ Styles takes, that offensive game plan of Tanahashi is paying dividends.
And look at that. He did the jumping knee, but again, he had to land that left knee on the apron and he's doing more damage to himself than anything. Tanahashi knocked over the first in a long line of dominoes that could ultimately lead to AJ Styles getting defeated tonight.
I mean, AJ Styles, his offensive style has always been predicated, I believe, on his leg strength. If
Now
Tanahashi
look at this.
diminishes
Whip
that,
Tanahashi. Drop
oh, the
kick.
drop kick.
But again, that knee, you've got to be concerned. It seems like his adrenaline's kind of flowing now. He might be feeling a little bit better. But it's just a matter of time before Tanahashi catches one of his kicks and tosses him around in one of those dragon screws.
Oh, the first dragon screw, especially given that he's already laid down the groundwork, it is going to be just agonizing for AJ. But now look at AJ.
AJ, not ashamed. Not ashamed to go after a leg himself. And that's something I had a concern about because, again, of the ego. I didn't know if AJ would want to do the same game plan as Tanahashi based on his ego, but it seems like he doesn't have any kind of shame about it. He's more concerned about winning right now.
And why wouldn't he be, Ashton? I mean, when you look at the stakes, the winner of this match wins the A block. They make up one half of the G1 Climax 2015 finals. And AJ, after that, if he can beat Tanahashi, if he can overcome the Ace of New Japan, he only has to win one more match to main event his very first Wrestle Kingdom 10, and it'll be against Okada for the title.
If Okada wins.
If Okada, well, I'm just saying if AJ wins the block, I mean, we presume that Okada will be the world champion regardless.
Oh,
that's
okay.
What I'm saying.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Because we don't know. Okada could still potentially win the B block, and then AJ would need to beat him twice to win the title.
Insanity.
You know, it's hard to beat Okada, but to beat him twice in a row, almost impossible.
Insurmountable, to say the least. And now Tanahashi
taking a quick shot to the gut, but AJ with the forearm. Tanahashi coming alive, though. Forearm chop, and now AJ with the chops taking advantage. Tanahashi, though, he's going to spring out of that corner. I'm telling you, he's a spring, and he is just loaded right now. And look at this. He gets out of the corner. AJ, and now a back elbow from Tanahashi. Another back elbow from Tanahashi. Tanahashi whips AJ into the rope. AJ reverses. Tanahashi, forearm. This is the turning point, John. I'm waiting for AJ to throw a kick. Tanahashi, that dragon screw leg whip is the most devastating move in his arsenal. Say what you want about the high fly flow. Nothing has turned the tide in big matches more than those dragon screws.
You're certainly right. And there's the jumping elbow there from Tanahashi. And then the flip senton. Hooks the leg.
Oh, but wow, AJ kicked out almost at one there. A little bit closer to two, but normally when you think of a near fall, it's 1-2 kick out. That was 1 kick out.
And Tanahashi favoring the leg now a little bit. And here's the thing, Ashton. If AJ Styles is able to hook in the calf killer, it may not get the win, but it'll tear that leg apart.
Oh, absolutely. I'm not denying that the calf killer is going to be a major player in this match. What concerns me is that AJ will not have done enough work on the knee until then. And look at this. Tanahashi goes for a senton. AJ moves out of the way. Tanahashi wanted that middle rope, almost swanton bomb, but AJ out of the way, again, shifting the momentum of the match.
Oh, no, could it be that springboard forearm?
If he can get it off, though. Watch that left knee.
He could trip up on the ropes. You're right, Ashton. And is he going to do it? And oh,
look at that. Oh, and not only did he not get the move off, but Tanahashi sent him to the outside where he landed on his feet.
And folks, there is no give on that floor. And now look at Tanahashi. We know that
body is not built to land from the top of the ropes to the floor on your feet. Your knees give up. And now look, a high fly flow to the outside.
And that just tells you, I'm at a loss for words, because that just tells you the sacrifices that Tanahashi is willing to make to main event yet another Wrestle Kingdom. He main evented 8, he main evented 9, he's going for the trifecta. It begins by winning this match. It begins by winning the A block. And that high fly flow to the outside shows you how important it is to Tanahashi to do so. But here's the thing, Ashton, and this is the big talking point here. Did that do damage? Absolutely. Is it going to really matter in the long run? Maybe not so much. He can't make a cover. He could try and go for the count out, but I don't think that's going to stop AJ Styles. I think AJ Styles recognizes how big this match is, and look at that. He's already back up to his feet. He's got to get back in the ring. Oh, collapsing a little bit there.
And actually, John, this will not only be the second Wrestle Kingdom main event in a row that Tanahashi will be in.
Really?
Or third, I mean. If he main events Wrestle Kingdom 10, it will be the 6th consecutive Wrestle Kingdom main evented by Tanahashi.
Good God.
He's main evented Wrestle Kingdoms 5 through 9, my friend.
That's a resume. That is a resume. And now AJ, look at that, going to vault over. Look at that styling DDT, and he got it. He got it.
Did get it. He did.
Man, both of these men, Ashton, have got so many bullets in the chamber. They'll use up all of them. They don't give a damn. There is such a history here between these two men, a history that only becomes intensified, a history that only becomes exacerbated through this tournament. As you see again, the style and DDT right on the money.
Hiroshi Tanahashi, I mean, there have been 9 Wrestle Kingdoms so far. Tanahashi has been in the main event of 7 of them.
Ridiculous.
Including 5 of the last 5.
And now AJ here. Could it be the springboard for him again? Going to try for it a second time. Tanahashi caught him again. He caught him again.
He caught him. What's he going to do with him now? It looks like AJ. Yeah, AJ got out. AJ with the waist lock. Tanahashi with the back elbow. AJ swings. Tanahashi goes under. Dragon suplex. No. He catches his arms, though, into a German. 1, 2. AJ kicks out.
Tanahashi taking a page out of Adam Cole's playbook, and no, I'm not trying to be cute. I mean, we've seen Adam Cole do that maneuver. That's actually gotten him wins. Tanahashi, not so much. AJ's staying in this thing.
AJ is having some major neck problems right now.
Which is so weird to think about, because you think about AJ's history of breaking necks with the Styles Clash. It's funny to think now he's suffering the neck issues here. And you can imagine if Tanahashi...
Oh, and the jawbreaker there from AJ. Just to buy some time to recover.
That's the perfect time-buying maneuver. Oh, there it is!
Oh, the dragon screw! There it is! That's the first one! And that is... Look at AJ. He is writhing in pain right now. That is horrible news for AJ Styles. Tanahashi just set in motion again. Well, continued, really, because I would say that he set it in motion when he caught AJ on the post on the outside and rang his leg up against it a few times. But continuing that momentum now, attacking the leg of AJ Styles.
AJ Styles' agony doesn't even begin to cover it. Tanahashi's regained the vertical base. AJ needed the support of the corner. And now, oh, look at that!
Oh, it took out the ref, too! The ref took, oh my. The ref is down. I know that New Japan refs tend to be a lot tougher than what we're used to in WWE, but this could be the opening that AJ needs. Bullet Club isn't at ringside, but that's not to say they can't come out and help.
And now, low blow.
And the low blow.
By AJ Styles being the better man, my ass. He just used a low blow on Tanahashi there. And you know what, Ashton? I don't want to make any speculations. I'm going to ask if you saw it too. But I feel like AJ Styles pulled the referee in front of him there when Tanahashi was coming in with that corner forearm.
I think he did too. But now, look at this. Tanahashi playing the game as well. Playing tit for tat, fighting fire with fire. Tanahashi evens the playing field with a low blow of his own, and AJ is also now writhing in pain. Both men grabbing their groin area. It actually looks kind of hilarious.
You know what? Good on Tanahashi.
Yeah.
AJ Styles is going to be a smug, arrogant bastard thinking that Tanahashi wouldn't stoop to that level, that he had an ethic to maintain. No, it's about winning the A block, and Tanahashi knows it.
And now I would say Tanahashi even has a little bit of an advantage because he was less recently low blown.
Exactly. And now the referee back up. Like we said, the toughness of New Japan refs, all the respect in the world to them for all the crap they have to endure. And what's been so interesting about this matchup, Ashton, is that no guy has really had a strong advantage over the other. I mean, Tanahashi was working over AJ's leg, but then AJ got a few maneuvers on Tanahashi's leg. AJ does a low blow, Tanahashi responds with one in kind. So these guys throughout this entire matchup have seemed to be on equal footing, more or less.
And you'll notice AJ was trying to hit a Styles Clash when Tanahashi hit him with that low blow.
That's right. That's right. He just couldn't do it because obviously when you get...
Well, he couldn't do it in that instance, but we know it is on his mind.
And now look at the kicks there to the leg.
To the left, that left leg. Both men have bad left wheels.
Oh, man, what a story these men are telling in that ring. The pride on the line.
We've seen guys with a bad wheel still manage to make it to the top rope, but it's definitely a lot more difficult to do. It takes a little bit longer.
I think you're going to have to rely on an adrenaline rush in that case.
I'm starting to feel like Tanahashi might win this thing with the Texas Cloverleaf. We haven't seen him win a match with that move in a long time, but he also hasn't used it in this match, and he's focusing so much on AJ's left leg, you almost have to wonder if AJ would be able to withstand it for very long.
There's an uppercut there by Tanahashi that breaks the cycle of forearms. And Ashton's golden rule of this tournament, whoever breaks it up, is usually going to get the win. But then the flurry of strikes by AJ, he gets slapped. Almost like an open palm strike by Tanahashi there.
That was just a flat-out bitch slap, John.
Well, I mean, given the animosity between these two men, is that really surprising?
No,
AJ now in the
I'm not
corner.
saying it's surprising. I'm just letting you know what it was.
Right? Yeah, no, I know. I'm just letting the audience know. Like that really shouldn't be surprising to anybody. These two men. Oh, wait a minute!
Look at this.
Wait a minute!
He's going for it. Calf killer. He's got it locked in.
Oh.
He's got it locked in, John. Tanahashi is in the middle of the ring. AJ Styles' body is between Tanahashi and the nearest rope. He has got to fight for this. He needs to find a way to reverse it is what he needs, because he's nowhere near the vicinity of a rope.
And Ashton, let's be pragmatic here. Even if Tanahashi doesn't tap out, the damage that is going to do to the leg that was already starting to...
Oh, he's got the toe! He's got the toe!
Oh!
No, he let go of the toe. He had the toe briefly, but let go.
But
it is worth
really
noting, though, look at AJ's left leg. AJ's left leg is getting bent in a relatively uncomfortable way as well, just not as uncomfortably as Tanahashi.
Oh, Tanahashi, he's grabbing the ref. Can't help you, Tanahashi. You have to get to the rope. You have to get to the rope. How much does it mean to you to go to the finals? How much does it mean to you to get to Wrestle Kingdom again?
Oh, he got there!
He gets there.
And the bloodstains of Toru Yano still on the canvas from day 4.
Forget the bloodstains, the sweat coming off of Tanahashi from this match.
And now,
my God,
Tanahashi is in a very precarious situation because he's been focusing so much on AJ Styles' left leg, and that's so much of what Tanahashi does. AJ has turned the tides.
He has. Look at him just picking the leg, trying to pull Tanahashi off. Tanahashi, though, gripping that bottom rope. The ref going to tell AJ to get off Tanahashi here.
Yeah, he has to.
Oh, now AJ. And if you're AJ Styles, Ashton, are you frustrated that the calf killer didn't really get the win there?
Of course you're frustrated.
Oh, there's the jumping insecurity there.
If you're AJ Styles, you're frustrated for every pinfall that you go for that doesn't result in a 3 count.
Oh, try to go for Bloody Sunday neck breaker. Wow.
Beautiful neck breaker there from Tanahashi. Definitely sent AJ for a loop, although you would have to imagine not as effective as it would have been if it would have been on the leg.
I have to agree with you. I have no contention here.
Although we have been pointing out AJ has been favoring the neck a little bit in this match.
That is true.
And that neck breaker, it seems almost like Tanahashi is copying the Naito strategy. Go for one leg and the neck.
Could it be Slim Blade? No! AJ had it scouted. Wheelbarrow face buster. And right into the cover. Brilliant by AJ.
Tanahashi kicks out, even if only barely. That was very close. Tanahashi just got up at the last split second.
What a sequence by the Phenomenal One. The wheelbarrow facebuster transitions seamlessly into the cover, and that's why these two men are battling for supremacy of the A block, Ashton. They don't get any better than these two.
It's one of those things where when you see guys like maybe Tenzan, guys like Bad Luck Fale and Toru Yano, and you compare those guys in the ring to these guys in the ring, there's such a change in the speed of what's going on in the ring. And I'm not even talking about like work rate or anything like that. I'm just talking about when AJ Styles hits a move, he immediately goes for a pin. When Bad Luck Fale hits a move, he maybe walks around, poses for the crowd, and then decides maybe I'll go for a pin. It's the mentality of a champion.
Exactly. It's that sense of urgency that is bred from just years fighting around the world.
And just looking at today, I think the only other guy that so far today that's shown that sense of urgency has been Kota Ibushi.
And there you go. I know. Look at that.
He can't get him up. He can't get him up. It might be that leg, John. It might be that leg. And even if he would get him up, he would have to put all of his weight onto that one leg to get the other leg. Sling blade! Sling blade from Tanahashi!
This could do it here. But Tanahashi,
Again,
much like AJ
focusing on
Styles,
the head and neck, though. He is copying a Naito strategy. Naito has spent this entire tournament focusing on people's necks, and in a few matches, he's also gone for a leg. Now
wait a
look at
minute here.
this.
Wait a minute
Is
here.
Tanahashi
Wait a minute
going for
here.
a clash?
Wait a minute here. But look at AJ. Look at AJ.
He's
AJ got the leg. Could it be back to the calf killer here? No, ankle
just
lock.
An ankle lock. Just a straight
Wow,
up ankle lock.
Actually, a good form, too. He's got his hand on the toes and just bending that back.
Absolutely. Perfectly executed ankle lock. You don't see that very often. Most people try twisting the ankle. It's much more effective when you push it up towards the sky.
And Ashton, this perfect form is coming from a man that's not even... Oh, and Tanahashi did fight out. I was getting ready to say that perfect form came from a man who's not even known for ankle locks. That's how good AJ Styles is.
And now look at this. Tanahashi goes into the corner. AJ gets his feet up. Tanahashi grabs him in powerbomb position. Hey, Tanahashi, really, it looks like Tanahashi wants a clash. He's going to get it.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
He's got his foot in front.
Oh my God!
He's going to hit a clash.
He got it.
He hit it.
He
hit the Styles clash.
Oh,
Tanahashi stole the move. One, two.
Oh,
and AJ just kicks out.
Oh my God.
Tanahashi with the Styles clash on AJ Styles, and now he's going to the top rope. He wants a high fly flow.
Oh, can he get it here? That's right, following the clash. Knees! He got the knees!
Styles got the knees up, but how much did that hurt Styles' left knee?
That is the question. That is the question. I think the answer is a little bit because he's favoring it here, and he actually goes to the outside.
I think he might want the springboard forearm here.
Actually, I don't know if I agree with
that.
He's
going to the top rope. Is AJ going to try and do a high fly flow here?
It could either be a high fly flow or a spinal tap. High fly flow. Oh, wow. Frog splash there, cover two. Oh,
AJ
my God.
Styles steals the high fly flow just after Tanahashi stole the Styles clash. And now AJ wants a clash, I think.
No,
or he wants a Bloody Sunday.
He got it.
He got it. He hit the Bloody Sunday.
Oh, the gun.
What's he calling for?
The gun. Could be the Styles clash.
I think he wants the clash.
If he gets... No!
Tanahashi, Dragon Screw!
Oh, my God. I have never seen anybody give themselves mouth-to-mouth like Tanahashi just did for his chances of winning this match. Because AJ had the gun. He fired it at Tanahashi's head. He was thinking Styles clash, and Tanahashi staying in it. And this is what separates the boys from the champions, because Tanahashi still has a pulse, and damn it, he'll fight to the end.
Both of these men taking a page out of each other's playbook. Styles clash from Tanahashi, high fly flow from AJ Styles, and now the slap from Tanahashi. The Pele! He caught it! He caught the leg! Another Dragon Screw!
Oh my God! Oh, Ashton, this could be it here.
I think Tanahashi's going to hit it on AJ while he's standing up.
AJ Styles, this loss could be imminent.
High fly flow. He hits it. Go back to the top rope. He's going to try for a second. He might even go for a third after this. I don't know.
Oh, Tanahashi, I think he's got this here. Another one. He got it. That's going to do it. That's going to do it.
He might need a third. Oh, that's it. Wow. Tanahashi
wins.
Picks up the victory over AJ Styles, winning the A block. And now we know Tanahashi is representing the A block in the finals to face whoever it might be that wins the B block. It could potentially be Okada, Nakamura, or potentially even Carl Anderson. And oh my goodness, this match was incredible. This entire show, I think, was my favorite show of G1 so far, and that speaks volumes because every show has been great, and there has been some real standouts, but this was just breathtaking.
And look at the image in the ring. Both of these men are down, the audience showing their respect, and you talk about Tanahashi winning the A block. To your point in the beginning, the opening minutes of this match, Ashton, Tanahashi won the rubber match. He won the rubber match here. He has won the war with AJ Styles.
He has.
AJ Styles gave us everything he had. He just couldn't get off the clash. And that could have been the difference. We'll never know. But the story here is Tanahashi is your winner of the A block.
What's also worth noting, though, Tanahashi now 2-0 versus AJ Styles in G1 matches.
Yeah.
AJ Styles beat Tanahashi in a championship match, but this is the second consecutive year that Tanahashi's beaten AJ Styles in G1.
And Tanahashi knows what he has achieved here tonight. He knows who he's beaten. One of the best. In the words of Carl Anderson, the greatest wrestler on God's green earth, except maybe tonight, the earth has chosen a new champion in Hiroshi Tanahashi because he has beaten AJ Styles here.
What a phenomenal match to close the night on. What a phenomenal match to close A block contention on. AJ Styles barely even with it right now. He looks like he's in a different world. Tanahashi, normally after a big win, he stands up, he shoots up, he starts playing the air guitar, but now
Oh, look at this here.
Are we going to get a handshake or a hug, or are they going to keep going at it?
Oh, wait a minute. This one might not be over here.
Tanahashi holds up a 3 for some reason, maybe because this was match 3.
And AJ, he knows. He knows. And AJ's going to leave the ring to Tanahashi. May not be a show of respect, but AJ not looking to pick any more fights. I think AJ knows in the bottom of his soul.
Oh, look at AJ. AJ can barely even stand at this point.
He got that leg worked over mercilessly.
I wonder if that was Tanahashi telling AJ that there are only 3 men at the top of New Japan right now, and AJ Styles is not one of them. It's Tanahashi, Okada, and Nakamura.
That could be. And actually, I mean, you talk about Nakamura and Okada with that man standing in the ring, Tanahashi. Could he be awaiting the arrival of one of them in the B block?
It is entirely possible, yes.
I'll tell you.
Actually, probably more likely, to be honest, because if Nakamura wins, I think it depends on Carl Anderson. If Carl Anderson wins, it would be, honestly, you would almost want Nakamura to, I would almost expect Nakamura to try to lose, because if Carl Anderson wins, and I know this is crazy to think about, but if Carl Anderson wins his match tomorrow, it'll mathematically eliminate Nakamura.
Oh, wow.
Because if Nakamura wins his match against Okada, based on strength of loss, Anderson would win the block.
Right. I'll tell you, the B block, that's what I've been saying, people, is what really fascinates me. Because Sunday we've got a final. Sunday we have got winner of Block A versus winner of Block B. Winner goes to Wrestle Kingdom 10 to fight for the title, which you have to presume Okada, will be the champion. So Okada will already complete half of that equation. But could Okada have sovereignty over his own destiny and make up the B block winner? I mean, just so many things to think about.
Well, that's
right now.
Like I said, if Anderson wins, Nakamura's out. The winner of the B block is either going to be Anderson or Okada.
Right.
So it really all comes down to Carl Anderson digging down deep and finding a way to beat Kojima. Now, I know Kojima has had some major issues in this tournament with conditioning, but you have to wonder if that's going to come into play against Carl Anderson tomorrow. Because if it does, Anderson wins and Nakamura's out.
Right.
But if Kojima's conditioning, all of the matches that he's been through, if his conditioning has improved, you definitely have to think he's got a chance against Anderson, in which case the winner of Nakamura Okada would go on, I believe, to win the B block.
Right. So big stakes there.
But now Tanahashi gonna electric guitar the night away. It took him a really long time to recover from the match enough to do it, and even now he doesn't seem like he's quite right, not quite as into it as usual. But that being said, John, what are your thoughts on the A block now being over, Tanahashi being the champion, and what's going on tomorrow?
I mean, Tanahashi winning, I mean, there's a reason why he is the man of New Japan. Like you said, the ace of New Japan. And, he certainly showed it in that match. The B block, though, is where all my fascination lies. Yeah. Even before this matchup, I said I was far more fascinated by the B block because you look at the people that can take it. I mean, if Okada wins the block, he's going to face Tanahashi in a Wrestle Kingdom 9 rematch with just the biggest stakes imaginable.
Yeah.
If Nakamura wins it, you said the story best, Ashton. He wants his world title record to match his Intercontinental Championship record. He wants that 4th world title reign. But here's the big thing here. If Carl Anderson goes in, Bullet Club gets represented, and maybe Carl Anderson can do what AJ Styles was just unable to do, and that's beat Tanahashi. And what a story that would be for the machine gun Carl Anderson to tell.
How crazy would that be?
Anything can happen, man.
Carl Anderson will tell you any chance he gets that AJ Styles, not himself, but AJ Styles is the best wrestler on the planet. And yet AJ couldn't get it done against Tanahashi, and there is a distinct possibility that Anderson will get the opportunity to beat Tanahashi. Now, if he does, which it's just a series of hypotheticals here, because we don't know if Anderson's going to win the block, and if he does, we don't know if he's going to beat Tanahashi. It's very unlikely. But if he does, what does that say about his relationship with AJ Styles?
What does that say about his relationship with the Bullet Club? Because if I'm Carl Anderson, I'm looking at that and I'm starting to question, do I even need you guys anymore? I mean, here's the thing, Ashton. Let's take it one hypothetical at a time. Carl Anderson winning the B block. Not inconceivable at all, given what you've
All we would need for him to win the B block is for him to beat Kojima, not a stretch, and for Nakamura to beat Okada, not a stretch.
Exactly. But then we heighten the stakes a little bit. We talk about Carl Anderson beating Hiroshi Tanahashi.
Now,
that
he beat Nakamura.
Yeah, that's true.
He beat Nakamura with no help from the Bullet Club.
That's true. So when he beat Nakamura, Carl Anderson convinced me that he could beat anybody. I've even been saying, Ashton, if you take notice on my sound bites on commentary, the gun stun is one of the most lethal maneuvers in this tournament.
Yeah.
Is it lethal enough, though, to beat Tanahashi? I think, like Nakamura, it would probably take 3 gun stuns to beat Tanahashi. And maybe even more than that.
I think it's worth noting, even though AJ Styles did hit Tanahashi with a high fly flow, he didn't beat him or hit him even with a Styles Clash.
That's right. I think I even said earlier that AJ was not able to get that Clash off, and that could have made all the difference in the world.
The only Styles Clash that we saw in this match was from Tanahashi.
What a match that was.
Absolutely. Man, this tournament has gotten so interesting, and we knew it would get better as it went on, as things started to kind of unfold, as we were kind of starting to be able to see the forest through the trees. But right now, it's all speculation. But tomorrow will be the day that everything gets cleared up. And ladies and gentlemen, we will see you all tomorrow.